Hey everybody, this is Darksied, and welcome to part 2 of Soul Reaver 2. Alright, we're going to continue on here from where we left off. And gotten just out of the hold over there.
While I had only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
It just so happens that that's kind of linked to you. Amazing, isn't it? Oh crap, that's not what I meant to do. Let's see, this is...
Here it comes.
Well, that's dodge. Gotta reaffirm the controls. Okay. Give me my stick back. Thank you. Dead vampires.
Seize him! Fly, fiend! Taste my blade, vampire!
So you get your dodges down right, and then you start taking far less damage. We gotta hurry up and get that soul back there before it gets away. Not sure exactly which weapon I like better yet.
There's one!
Now, seeing this one kind of the thing I don't like about this game so much is that you wind up using these external weapons a lot more. I mean, they give you this really cool thing, right? I mean, the ability to use a Soul Reaver whenever the hell you want to. Problem is that using it tends to start sucking real damn quick. Oh, dodge already. Well, these guys are all sorts of full of power, man. They're like, come eat me, I'm tasty and I'm good for you. Vampire on a spike. Lots of that going around. Come on. Vampire's heads on spikes. And the crows there, I think those are Voradors. My little wispy thingy there. Wait a minute. Did I miss something? Ah. Yes, the stairs. Nothing, nothing, nothing. More nothing, more Voradors. Oh! Now, as I remember, there used to be a glitch or something somewhere around here where... like if... Alright, quit walking off of this thing. It's getting annoying. Where you couldn't, or you didn't, I think, get some of the birds on this bridge that you would never allow you to talk to Vorador.
There it is.
I don't remember the specifics of it, but it was something similar to that.
These vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Cain's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless
You keep changing your mind on this an awful lot. Like, oh no, vampires are bad. Oh, but these ones aren't so bad. But they're really bad. I still believe that they're bad. I don't want them to be bad. I want them to be good. Is there a reason why I can't seem to dodge like half the time? It's like it just doesn't work at times. It's a little annoying after a while. I said pull the lever.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Cain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Cain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Cain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Cain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the Pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these Pillars.
How do you know that?
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nupraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nupraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Cain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the Pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the Pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
The Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Cain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Cain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
Yep, suppose so. It took away my sword. And now here's where the fun begins. Why didn't you kill him? I was totally expecting you to kill him.
I didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Cain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Cain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
See if we can get a little energy before we go up here. That seems to be giving me a lot of hints. That's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of souls in that. Uh-oh. I was gonna get used to it and just press that button and then immediately press it again.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
Make sure I get all the birds. Just on the off chance that that bug is still there. Oh, wow.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key. And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
We're going to come across the least favorite things in this place. Of course, they had to come up with some enemy that wasn't going to give you power at all. And so you have these guys. So feel free to use your Reaver all you want to. Well, at least until it starts to destroy you. Oh yeah, did I mention they're hard to see? See, it's already getting ravenous. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not good. I suppose I could do this in the spirit world. It wouldn't, well, the Reaver doesn't get too excited that way. Take away that crap immediately. course, then again, it's nowhere near as effective. But at least I can heal. Alright, let's go see what the Elder Bro has to say. At least I'm pretty sure that's where we're headed. Buddy? You're getting annoying. So this place is just packed full of souls. Isn't that awesome? Yep, there's the bottom of the pillars. And look who's all tiny and stuff.
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images.
It's not all that
great
demonic.
War, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Cain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel.
Kind of a shitty thing he knows what you're thinking, too, I suppose. Well, at least he seems to.
Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Your silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Cain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Cain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
Good, get them to do it.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Cain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my Soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Cain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form, but if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Cain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
He seems to be the one with kind of a rage problem. Alright, well. Let's head on over here. Hit the save button. Did it actually save? Let's do it again just to make sure. Save. Ah, awesome. I guess that's what that cinematic means. Okie dokie. Now, there should be a different way that we can go here. Well, it's somewhere around here. It kind of wraps around these things, almost as if he's trying to tear them down himself. Ah, there it is. Ah, sees it. Oh, not that way. Huh. Ah. Get back up there. Just do this with my hands, it might be easier. Well, you'd figure it might be easier. Oh, get out of the way. What are you doing, man? Alright, down we go, I guess. There's a way back up. Once more into the water. Let's see here. There's the font. To go. Yeah, that's right. This what takes me into the swamp. As I recall. No. Back of this way. And Wait a minute. Yeah, right there we are. Orientation underwater is a bit weird. There we go, though. Unless I just managed to find my way back to the beginning. Nope, just where I need to go. I'll take that.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
Oh, perhaps. Alright, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Soul Reaver 2. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.